Good evening and welcome to March 19th, 2025 Selectmen Meeting for the Town of Buxton. First order
of business.
First order of business is to call this meeting to order at 7:02 and then the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Approval of prior meeting minutes from March 12th, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Those in favor? That's 4 with 1 was absent. Discussions held between 4 and 7. At 4 o'clock, Ego Maine came in. We talked about trash, curbside pickup, and he just gave us a presentation and some numbers, and we're just looking into that. At 5 o'clock, Greg Hefferner, transfer station, came in and we went over his budget. At 5:30, we had someone come in from Goodwill about hiring someone, and we met the person, and that was going to be for over the transfer station. 6 o'clock, Hunter Cox came in with Chief Collins. We went into executive session at 6:10, came out at 6:40, and that was 1 MRSA 4056D union negotiations. And then at 6:30, Patty McKenna came in. She presented her budget, and we're here now. Projects and issues. Tom.
I last night attended the budget committee meeting for the fire department budget by Chief Nate Schools was here presenting it. That went through fairly smoothly, I think, with the budget committee. And then also I've been working with the treasurer, Bill Hall, and the police chief, Kevin Collins, to get ready. We've got another meeting with the police union tomorrow regarding the contract, so hopefully get that moving further along here. That's it for me.
Frank.
Yeah, I was in the office quite a bit last week. I did have a meeting with Chief Nate Schools over a personnel issue. While in the office, I was going over some of the upcoming budgets. And I did attend the budget committee last night with the rest of the board, and that's my week.
Chad.
Yes, so I was here as well for the budget committee meeting with the fire department. It was a really, I thought, a very productive meeting. Got a lot hashed out. Decent time frame of getting everything all talked about and explained. So everybody seems to be working pretty good with each other. The fire chief, I spoke with him a couple times over the past week, and spoke to our code enforcement officer, Patty McKenna, in regards to a building here in town. So.
All right.
Yeah, so I had a good week as well. I did reach out to Saco River Corridor Commission. There is an opening. One of our residents had reached out to me asking, seeking interest, and so I kind of put them in contact, and we'll see how that goes. I did speak with Kevin Collins, our police chief, about the SRO position that the school is looking into acquiring for 9 months out of the year. Just asked them a lot of questions that need to kind of be contractual with the school. What happens if the officer's sick, and do we have to replace him, and if he's on vacation, and things of that nature. So a lot of questions that need to be answered coming up when we get into a contract, if the school were to approve it. I was also at the budget committee meeting last night. Last night there was a few ladies that came in and spoke to the board about an issue on Emery Circle with C&P. I did take a drive down tonight before I came to this meeting. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. Everything seemed to be like they had signage and everything looked to be okay. They are having some complaints. We're kind of looking into it. But it's a tough balance between a civil issue and what we can do as a town. And so that might get a little complicated there, but I did look at it. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. And the last thing I'll leave with is that last year we raised fees at the gate for the transfer station for dumping fees. I know a lot of people were upset with that. It's looking like the new contract that we're getting, Casella's, is going up. It's going to be an additional, at least $38,000 or $37,000 for tipping fees just for the transfer station. And so we may have to raise our fees again to just combat the increase in tipping fees that we're going to be receiving now that we're no longer part of the tri-county community arrangement that we had. We're looking like we're going to be in the low hundreds, 107, 108 per ton, where we were at 81. And so that is a big difference. And so we got to look at that here coming up for June when these new contracts, depending on which company we go with, to take our tipping fees or take our trash. So, yep, that was my week.
I was at the budget meeting last night with everybody else. I thought it went very well. He did a real nice job presenting his budget, gave a lot of information on what he does, what he's doing. If you haven't seen it, it'd be worth watching. I talked to Patty McKenna, the code enforcement lady, once or twice. I've just been in a couple times, and that's been about it for me. Old business? Any new business? Executive order 24250313, an order approving 40 hours of vacation time for Greg Heffernan.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor? That's 5. Executive order 24250314, an order approving an application for a veteran's exemption for MAP 10, Lot 0111.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? That's 4 with 1 abstaining. Executive order 24250315, an order approving an application for a veteran's exemption for MAP 5, Lot 45-2A-1.
I have map 8, lot 45-2A-1.
That's what I have.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor? That's 4 with 1 sustaining. Executive order 24250316, an order approving a pole permit for Central Maine Power to construct and maintain one pole on Deering Road beginning at 146 feet northeast of pole 30 Deering Road, in accordance with Central Maine Power.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor? That's 5. Any executive orders by initiative? Accounts payable and payroll warrant. Executive order 24250317, an order approving expenditures is documented in payroll warrant 75.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor? That's 5, and that amount was $99,715.47. Executive order 24250318, an order approving expenditures is documented in accounts payable warrant 76.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor? That's 5, and that amount was $150,579.21. Next meeting of the board. The next selectmen meeting will be Wednesday, March 26, 2025 at 7 p.m. The next planning board meeting will be held on Monday, March 24th, 2025 at 7 p.m. The selectmen will be meeting with the budget committee on Tuesday, March 25th, 2025 at 6 p.m. The selectmen will be meeting for police union negotiations on Thursday, March 20th, 2025. Any other business? Public questions and comments?
Hey, David, do you have a mic?
A little bit different. Dave Hyman, Buxton. A few questions.
I don't
Since
think
you
it's
don't
working,
read-
David. Is it working? Yeah, okay.
Since you don't read the public announcements, or whatever they used to call them at the beginning of the meeting, when you used to get information from different companies and stuff, have you got anything from Central Maine Power about doing line inspection with a drone around here?
I haven't seen anything.
I haven't seen anything either.
Okay. Wanted to check before I get after them. They should be sending out a public service notice or something. I watched the meeting the other night, the Budget Committee meeting. Got a question on the van that they had for the fire police. The fire police. They said that that's no longer operable. And then they come out and they said that it was going to another department, they were repurposing it. If it's not good enough for them, why should it be repurposed? Are they getting a new vehicle?
No,
Or-
well, yeah, I mean, the fire police no longer needs the van, and it's a full all-wheel drive van that's still very capable, and running fine. They just don't need it anymore. But it's old enough that it wouldn't hold much value for the city.
Well, I'm just curious, because he said that the thing was not running very well, it was on its last leg.
Yeah, we
and-
brought it to the mechanic, it's all fixed. So,
Okay, so they're gonna get a new service truck over there, or they put in for a new service
they
truck?
put in for a new service truck, not directly for fire police, though.
No. But- Okay. I knew I should have written this stuff down, because I watched that the other night, and, I'm checking into something else now, so I won't bother asking about that just yet. I didn't get in here, because I was checking on something else. You were talking about the trash. What was that? The tipping fees?
So we had they called it you know about the Tri-CUNY.
Yep.
We had a contract, and we were paying $81 a ton.
Yep.
For all our waste because of that contract that we were in. That contract ends on June of this summer, 25. And so, we're looking to get a new contract, and the only two people that we've reached out to, and probably the only two that do it, are EcoMaine and Casellas. And basically, from what I can gather, the pricing I got from both of those groups right now, EcoMaine's a little different. They're the same pricing, but you have to become a partner to get the same pricing. And so that's a 30-year commitment to EcoMaine, and which includes recycling, which would mean recycling through our community was a big, we don't have to do that, but they really want to see that happen. That's what I got out of it. And so the first year is going to be 107. And the next year after that, it's 117 a ton. So it's going up substantially here in the next, you know what I mean, starting this year. So we're going up, $37, and then we're going to be going up another $10, and then, up and up from there. So that's what we're faced with, and so, we still got a 3-year contract with the Casellas to do our curbside. And so, I don't know if, Tom, you want to speak to something about that?
No, I was just gonna say, I don't know if Casella's has given us a forecasted pricing as far out as Eco Maine did, but there was a $10 increase after next year, and then there was not another increase that big. They gave us a whole list of 30 years' worth of increases. I'm not pushing one way or the other, I'm just saying that was the largest of the increases.
Right.
So I don't know I don't think I saw Casella's prices personally, so I don't know how far out they forecasted and what the prices were, but.
Yeah, I think, I do have it, and I can't, I don't remember, but I know the first year was 107, second year was 117. They both match up, so I don't know what it was going forward after that, but that's kind of what we're going to be faced with tipping fees. And tipping fees is only the weight of our trash, right? That's not picking it up, that's nothing to do with that. Roll-offs, and we've talked about that tonight, we kicked that topic around, you know, we brought to the community picking up our own trash many years ago. You remember that? That the community didn't vote in favor of that. Now we're talking about, you know what I mean, potentially, we're just discussion. We're not doing this, but just discussion. We'd be better off to get a roll-off truck and get a public works employee to haul off our trash to wherever it goes. Because hauling fees are quite expensive as well. So can we save some costs there where it's not, you know what I mean, a daily thing, but we have a roll-off truck and we can take our own bins, and so we haven't really dug into that. That was discussed tonight a little bit. You know, we'll look more into that. I don't know if there's a savings or not, but that's something else that we're kind of kicking around.
As far as that goes, is there another town around that would do that, go in on getting a truck and hauling for?
Well, I don't know, but if you look around, I mean, you got Hollis doesn't have a transfer station, Leamington does, Standish does, but they're already kind of connected with Eco Maine. So, you know, maybe.
Standish has someone haul, they have their own trailers and someone hauls the trailers
Is that what it
down.
is?
They don't have curbside pickup. And
No,
I
they don't
think
have curbside, but
and
what about
someone hauls their
roll-offs?
bulky waste too.
They have somebody that hauls a roll-off?
Like Waterboro has their own truck, and so it's like a 50-50 when you look around. What's what for
I was
roll-offs?
wondering, you know, if there was another town around that, you know, they bought a truck just to get away from the, like you want to do with the trash hauling, and, you know, if there was someplace else that got a truck just for roll-offs that would be willing to split it. Just a thought. They said the other night that Sheridan said that was a public meeting, but anybody can come into the town hall because it's a public building, as long as it's not an executive session. But can you speak at that meeting? Or is it just for whoever's presenting their budget and the budget committee?
I don't know the answer to that. I guess that's something we could find out. I mean, we've just, you know, I mean, if somebody wanted to ask a question, I don't see, you know what I mean? But if we wanted to get, you know what I mean, 3 hours worth of questions, I mean, the budget, they're an advisory committee, right? They're trying to see, you know, what we present as budget, and they're just looking over our budgets and see if they see things differently. So, I mean, if you go to the school board, right, they have budget advisory committee as well. They get a 3-minute, opportunity at the beginning to speak. You know, maybe, you know, I think it would be better at the end when you hear
No
that.
question about it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But, so, you know, I guess, Hunter, is that something we can look into? To find an answer to that, to see if they're able to speak? I mean, the public is, in my opinion, the public is allowed to come. I wouldn't want them to not come.
There was a couple of people come in the other night, and they asked them what they were doing here, and they said it was an open meeting, and it was kind of a shocker that somebody had showed up.
Well, I think that's part of the issue. There's so few people that show up when you know, you don't really have an answer to that because it's one
never
of the few
happened.
times someone's here.
Yeah.
The school budget advisory committee, I saw just parts of that the other night, and they were talking about a school resource officer.
Yes.
Is that, they said, I saw police chief there. Is that something that's coming from the town of Buxton, or is that?
Yes. Yes. So basically, in this year's budget, we have, it's called an SRO. And so Superintendent Gleason reached out to our police chief, Kevin Collins, and asked if we would provide an SRO to the school. And we felt that they would be willing to pay the 9 months that school's in session, and that officer would be strictly assigned to the school. And then the town would kick in the other 3 months, and those 3 months, that officer would be in our community. And one of the things we thought about, we have a lot of officers that take a lot of vacation in the summertime, and so basically this officer could be used to help, when officers are out on vacation, and to cover shifts. And really, if school feels that they need it, and putting an officer in our schools, if they think that that's something they desire, I don't think that's a bad thing for this community. I think, I think it's a service that we would provide, you know what I mean, and they would cover a lot of that cost. And the cost that we would cover, we'd probably make up, not all of it, but some of it through overtime, not paying overtime when people are out on vacation. So I think it's a win-win. But again, it is in Kevin's budget, but let us be clear, if the school does not approve it, that officer goes away. That, we had that issue last year with the animal control officer. That was a little bit different scenario, because we got that at the very last minute, when things were all said and done, and then they changed their mind. And so, but at the end of the day, this here is, the school's gonna know their budget before, and so if that doesn't get approved, we're not approving it.
Okay, so they're going to,
That's for the middle school and Barn Mills, and Buxton Center Elementary School. That's the two schools he would be at, not, all over the district.
so if they do that, you said the school will pay 9 months, the town would pick up the 3 months. Who picks up all the benefits and all that?
It's equally divided with the 9 months and the 3 months.
Okay, so that's figured in on their side for the,
Yes.
okay, thank you.
There's nobody else here, so any executive sessions?
Oh,
I'll call for adjournment at 7:25.
so moved.
All those in favor? That's 5. Have a safe and good week.